Star Wars Outlaws is a game that Ubisoft had massive expectations for. A huge IP with Star Wars, a game that they spent massive amounts of money on, including a huge marketing budget, maybe one of the biggest that they've ever had, and it ended up falling flat on its face. A massive disappointment for Ubisoft. Investors were furious, and in addition to the story being one that no one cared about, the game itself was broken at launch. But don't worry, Ubisoft promised that they would fix everything before they launched on Steam. Star Wars Outlaws failed to meet Ubisoft's expectations. The company apologizes and promises major fix ahead of Steam release. Well, that Steam release is finally here. And as you can see, not a ton of interest initially. The Star Wars Outlaws Steam version has fewer than 1,000 players at launch. And now in the past, hour or so, it's actually ticked up all the way to 1,000. So big things happening for Star Wars Outlaws on Steam as it just cracks 1,000 players. And I'm sure it'll continue to go up a little bit throughout the day. I can't imagine these numbers are going to be all that impressive considering it's 3 months later and considering that this game was a complete and total shit show. And what was the fix that they were talking about for Steam? Well, they've recently updated it, and the new patch has everyone scratching their heads. Ubisoft has released the huge and highly anticipated Title Update 1.4 for Star Wars Outlaws on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC, which, perhaps most notably, cuts stealth requirements from almost the entire game. Now, if you remember, one of the biggest problems and so many of the glitches that came along with this game in the beginning was how bad the stealth was. The stealth was abysmal, and it's especially embarrassing coming from a developer like Ubisoft who brings you Assassin's Creed. You'd think that they would have the stealth mechanics figured out in a game like Star Wars Outlaws, but no, that wasn't the case. It was embarrassingly bad, and they said, don't worry, we promise, we're going to fix it, guys. We're going to fix it. We're going to make this the game we promised you. Instead of fixing it, they just cut it all out. They essentially made stealth not matter at all whatsoever. And so you can see, you can see some of these responses. One, put in broken force stealth in the game. Players and reviewers complain about it. Say you'll sort it out. Remove it instead of fixing it. It's crazy. They can't get stealth right with one of their biggest franchises stealth-based game, Assassin's Creed, like I said. So rather than fix it, they just removed it. Unbelievable. What a bunch of clowns. How is it something highly anticipated and the most notable part of a title update, removing content from a single-player game? This game is an absolute joke, a ringing endorsement of their stealth system. It is. And Star Wars Outlaws as a whole has been a joke. It's been a complete and total failure. And you could tell a lot of people were right to be worried about this game when they started showing the first bits of teaser trailer, story trailer, gameplay trailer, how terrible some of the game mechanics looked, even how bad the graphics were in that initial trailer that they released to brag about their gameplay. Warning signs were all over the place. And it's a mix. One, it's a story that no one was actually invested or interested in. And two, the actual gameplay itself, the mechanics, the graphics, so much of it was broken from launch. It is safe to say that 3 months after its launch and now with its Steam release finally upon us, this game is a catastrophic disaster for Ubisoft. It's a complete and total failure. And now, even though you promised to fix it, we promise, guys, we're going to fix it. Stick with us. We promise it's going to get better. And instead, you just cut out a bunch of stuff because you couldn't fix it in the time period. So you just remove that content from the game. How embarrassing. Another L from Star Wars Outlaws and another L from Ubisoft, who's been taking a lot lately. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.